Hi folks, a very warm welcome to you. My name is Nick, I hope you are well, and we're going to be looking at a classic game in the arcades at least. This one is Pac Man, ported over to the Atari 2600. The arcade was by NAMCO in 1980, this version is by Atari in 1982. So essentially Pac Man, we all know Pac Man, don't we? It's one of the retro stalwarts. It's basically a man going around a maze, eating all the pills and avoiding all the ghosts. Once you've completed it, there you go. So here we are. The pills seem to be rectangular rather than... Wow, this is a bit weird. Seems to be rectangular rather than circular. Power pills are square. Yeah, this is a bit iffy. The colours are different to the arcade version. I would have liked a nice blue maze. Pac Man doesn't seem to change direction. When he goes up or down... Yeah, that's weird as well. In every other version I played, when he goes up or down, the graphics changes. Here he just glides, either facing right or left. Pac Man has got an eye. On the other versions, he doesn't. It seems to move okay, sort of. Yeah, right. Let's try and give this a bit of... Man, let's try and give this a bit of a chance. At the moment, I'm thinking it's rubbish. Okay, now it doesn't move anything like the arcade version or any other Pac Man game I've ever played. We've got the power pills, so the ghosts go blue. Boop. Sounds are okay. Well, I say that. I don't like it when you get the power pills. It sounds like you're bouncing a ball on the ground. Listen. That's a bit boring. And the maze is like a dreary brown or beige. Yes. I don't know what to say. Now, apparently... This game, Atari produced 12 million copies, which was more at the time than there's actually consoles sold, and they sold 7 million, so there's a deficit of 5 million. So this game, you could say, led to the game's crash of the early 80s. This game's bad. I mean, I've been saying on other reviews, I've loved every game I've reviewed so far on the Atari 2600. I think it's the first one that I haven't done. It's a very lazy port. 7 million people bought it. I wonder how many people took it back to the shop. Instead of fruit, there's like, well, that square thing that turned up. The warp gates are sort of like top and bottom rather than the sides. Looks like we've got 4 flickery ghosts we need to avoid, but they're not. They've got no character in those ghosts. We couldn't tell if it's Clyde, Inky, Pinky, or whoever. Do have a look at my review of Alien, which was a Pac Man clone with a difference. That is heaps better than this. This is a travesty. Do not like this game at all. If you had it back in the day as a kid, let me know. But generally Pac Man games I tend to love, with the exception of Super Pac Man 92, I believe, on the Commodore Amiga. That wasn't very good, but it was unlicensed, but it was better than this thing. Right, we'll see how far we can get on this one. Points ticking up in the bottom. Lives left, I think it's that square on the left. Power pills are square, I can forgive that on this particular system. There's better examples available, really. I mean, if I played Pac Man in the arcades and wanted it from my Atari 2600 back in the day and got this, I would have persisted with it a little bit, but I think at the end of the day I would have been disappointed. They could have done a whole lot better than this. Now, I do believe later on Atari did Mus Pac Man, which I need to have a look at. So hopefully that is a lot better than this and adds a bit of the charm that from the arcades that this one is severely lacking. Yeah, what happens when we complete the whole thing? Probably the same maze loads up, does it? Or does it change colour? We'll find out. But look, why are the pellets all brown rectangular, the same colour as the maze? Yeah, did not enjoy that at all. So let's have another go in case it grows on me. It might do. But if you're looking for a solid port from the arcades, this is not it. It sounds like they've done the bare minimum. But poor when Pac Man goes up and down, he doesn't change direction. And why have they bunged that eye in? Doesn't look like Pac Man. Looks like a poor relation. He said, Pac Man said, oh, it's the Atari 2600. I'm going to take the day off. I'll bring in my cousin Vinny or Bert. You can do that, Bert. And we've got Bert Man. This isn't Pac Man. This is some other man that I don't want to know. Bong, bong, bong. It's like bouncing like a flat tennis ball against the wall. Bong, 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 bong. Oh, man. Not a good game at all. Not a good game at all. Is Miss Pac Man any good? Should I have a look at that? Now, there's quite a lot of maze games for me to look at the Atari 2600. So thank you to everyone that's been recommending games for me to play, because this system is fairly new to me. I think we've reviewed over 10 of these games now, but we're slowly working our way through, because there's a lot of good ones, quite a few bad ones. It's fun to see the bad ones as well, but a lot of good ones too. It's all about memories and nostalgia. As I say, if you had this as a kid and played it a lot, you might get some fun out of it, because it's not just about the game, it's teleporting you to another time when you was a kid and accessing memories and stuff that was going on at the time. Right, how many we got? We've got 4 more pills, 2 more pills, or 2 rectangular things. It's not the sort of pill I'd like to take, because oh man, I think I get stuck in my throat that big. Why is the maze brown? That's the worst colour of all of them to pick. Right. Oh no, there's one more. Is that one more there below? That's that. And then once you've done that, the same maze loads up again. No variation. It's exactly the blooming same. Why are the ghosts so flickery here as well? Unforgivable. These might have been, I don't know for sure, but this, because they produced so many of these, expecting them to sell, a lot of these might have ended up as landfill along with that ET game. I mean, that's complete arrogance and overconfidence, isn't it? Producing 12 million copies of the game when they haven't even sold 12 million Atari VCS consoles, Atari 2600 consoles. That is insane. Who was behind that? A lot of duff games were being produced around about then. I mean, fast food, at least they had a theme to it, that one. I wasn't over keen on that compared to others, which I looked at before. But yes. We like looking at all of them, warts and all. The good ones, the bad ones, the poor ones, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Which incidentally is a top film. I'd rather be watching that now than playing this game. I think I'm cornered. Buh, buh, buh. Yes. Right, okay. 1982. There were good games around at that point. I looked at Missile Command, that is a good one. Galaxians and Space Invaders. All good games. But they are, when you think of classic arcade games, you're looking at Pac Man, Galaxian, Asteroids, Missile Command, Centipede, which you haven't looked at yet on any system. They are sort of like the foundation of everything, really. Which one of these ghosts is Clyde? Which one of them is Pinky? Which one is Inky? Which one is Stinky? I don't think Stinky exists, but who's who? There's no character here. It's not Pac Man, it's Bert. Those ghosts are not the real ghosts. It's not the real maze, it's brown. The pills are rectangular instead of circular. It doesn't go up and down properly. The controls are sluggish. It's rubbish. Rubbish. As you can tell, I don't like this. I think this may be my last goal, depending on how well we do. Bit worried about Miss Pac Man now. I think there was a Pac Man Jr. as well, is that right? People more familiar with this system, let me know. Was there a Pac Man Jr. I can look out for? If it's the same as this, I'd rather say no thank you please. Boob. Power pill got. Success in these games is all about conserving your power pills, using them at the critical time, because the ghost will only stay blue for a limited amount of time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ghosts going around. I mean, the mazes aren't as big as the arcade version either, but I can let that go. So there's less pellets to actually collect or eat. Dun dun. It would have been so easy to do an up graphic. Maybe they couldn't do the chomping animation with that. But anyway, that's just lazy. Got by ghosts again. I think I'm going to get off this screen. There's not too many there. There's a power pill I can do. Boob. It's the bare minimum, isn't it? Boop. Right, here we go again. I don't really want to. I mean, why is the warp gate top to bottom? Why is that? Why is it not left to right or something, or right to left? Don't know what's going on there. It just feels weird, this. It's like a clone of Pac Man done by some other people that didn't have the license, but Atari did have the license. So why make something as far removed from the arcade as this? I guess they thought that will do, and they thought the gaming public were gullible and just buy any old trosh. Times have changed. Can't imagine. If this come out now, they would have got lynched. Imagine this getting announced at E3 or something. The crowd would just go boo. Yeah, anyway. The game, we have lived through a gaming revolution. Things have moved hugely since the early 80s. It is good seeing where it come from though. These are the early foundations, like the primordial soup, if it were. Gotta have that, or else nothing else could have possibly existed. Burr, burr, burr. Yeah. Right, let's try and do this stage at least. I gave it a chance, didn't I, to see how it played, but there's no real redeeming features in this at all, really. Controls badly, graphics aren't great, sounds are boring, colours are awful. Yes. Bomb, 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 bomb. It is. I would rather bounce a flat tennis ball against the wall and play this one. Am I being cruel? I don't think so. Those ghosts don't seem to move like the arcade either. They just, I don't know. They're just going around as if they've lost the will to live, but they are ghosts, so technically they're dead anyway. But they've lost the will to live again, even though they're not alive. Burr, burr, burr. Yeah. I do like that sound effect. That's the only bit of the game I like. Right, I think we've done this. Good. And what have we got now? We've got a maze that's exactly the same. So all that work you just done, you've got to do it all over again. Does the maze ever change colour? Let me know. Once you've completed 5 mazes, does it change colour or does it just stay the same? I guess it stays the same the whole time. Curses, blast, blast curses. Boredom-a-rama. I better play something exciting next. I don't know what's lined up next, I can't remember, but, you know. We'll probably have a look at Asteroids tomorrow on the Atari 2600. We might do. I haven't fully decided yet, we'll probably have a look at that. Have a look at all the classics from the arcades first. Bong, bong, bong. Bong, 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 bong. Right, that's giving them the slip. Exciting, isn't it? I think the answer to that is no, it isn't exciting. Did it? There's a pill there. Oops, we've had it. We've got cornered by 4 ghosts, which you should never, ever, ever do. Yeah. I think we'll leave that there. I've had more than enough, I'm sure you have. Hope you liked having a look at that one. That was Pac Man on the Atari 2600, published by Atari in 1982 and based on the arcade cabinet from 1980. If you've got any comments about this game, similar games, or anything retro, then please put that below. A big thank you to everyone that's subscribed so far. It does help the channel look popular, so other people chip in and have a look at it, so thank you very much there. If you want to help the channel a bit more and get a shout out each month if you require, there's patreon.com/njenkin. I will shout out anything you're doing if you want me to. We do a video once a month on that. Until next time, take great care of yourself and a very fond goodbye.
Goodbye.